I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. And welcome to the premier Knicks in the Morning Time show. Salute to everybody out there at the JOB doing their best, whether you are in your truck driving down the road or if you are in your cubicle doing your thing. To all my customer service workers, all my sales workers out there, all my outdoor sales people. Salute to everybody, whether you're in a warehouse doing your thing, wherever you are this morning. I'm glad that the Knicks Morning Drive can be a part of your morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Positive vibes in the air. Get them positive vibes in the air. Yeah, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I have a beverage here. I think they call it tea. So I have hot tea this morning. Hopefully the vocal cords can rock for 2 or 3 hours, however long we're going to be here. We're just going to try to rock this funky joint with you this morning. To salute to all my people in the chat. My brother Corey Lee is in the building. Salute to all the members that support the channel. So salute to all the members that support the channel. Man, we really appreciate y'all. Salute to all the patrons out there. Salute to all of y'all. Salute to Coach. Coach is in the building. Mass is in the building. Travel Vibes is in the building. Salute. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Our saint, Allah Wise, is in the building. What's good? Pastor Jay is in the building. Ivory 10 is in the building. Ivory 10, I'm about to have a conversation that you like. So this morning, like, no lie, this morning, so I've been up. I slept in late. I got up like around like 6:45, right? So got up about 6:45, laid, thought, had that moment to myself, the time of meditation. And I think the conversation is probably going to be in the lines of what Ivory 10 generally likes. So Irvin is in the building. Sherwin is in the building. Cowboy Bob in here. What's good, y'all? Happy Valentine's Day to those that celebrate. Happy Valentine's Day for those that celebrate. I hope whatever it is that you purchase is the right thing. So salute. Ed Winning is in the building. Salute. So I want to say this thing to Ivory 10. That's my brother, right? Ivory 10 is my older, more handsomer, richer, more in shape brother. Like that's my twin brother. He came out the womb and took everything and left me in the womb with the leftovers. I'll make do. Hey, Ivory 10, I'll make do with the scraps. Hey, Ivory 10, I'll make do with the scraps, man. Ivory 10, that's my much older, more charismatic, richer, more in shape, more confident twin brother, Ivory 10. So salute to Ivory 10. Yeah, man. D'Angelo was in the building. D'Angelo was good, man. Luke Skywalker Visions is in the building. Jerry Fitz is in the building. Salute to Jerry Fitz. What's good, man? Yeah, man. Ivory 10 says, we don't solve our problem of a second. Hey, yeah, I know. What I'm gonna say to that is, because that's one of the topics that you and I have been talking about for a while, and I think you were really on DeMar DeRozan Island, right? You were really on DeMar DeRozan Island. Building Blocks is in the building. Salute. Good mornings. Keith Turner is in the building. Keith Turner is straight off of day 6 of creating the universe. So Keith Turner, is it day 5? But Keith Turner is in day 5 of building the universe. I guess he'll work tomorrow and then take a day off. Yo, salute to Keith Turner. Keith Turner, what is it? Oh, it's day 4? Oh, it's day 4 of creating everything. So you got to wait until the weekend to take a day off, right? Okay. All right. I got you. So there are a few things. What I noticed is when I rock the spot, I generally try to stay neutral, right? But the Knicks fan in me, right? So I try to stay neutral, right? But the Knicks fan in me, when I hear other people's point, it's like the same thing that I confided in BK Steph about it. I was like, yo, Queen B, it's hard to hear all of these opinions and then not just want to state my opinion. And so she's like, just state your opinion. And I was like, nah, I want to be neutral. I want to be the moderator. I want to be the conductor of a great conversation and not just have my point of view way down the conversation, because after all, this is a Knicks fans channel, right? The fans participate in the content, right? The fans legit participate in the content, right? Right? The Knicks fans legit participate in the content. They do. They have their own shows. They join the panel, the live stream. Sometimes we will rock for like 3 or 4 hours or whatever, just fans just chopping it up. But I do want to say, and while I struggle with keeping my opinion to myself, like yesterday, I couldn't help it. Man. I legit was trying to tell everybody, like, and listen, and that's probably the reason why sometimes there's like a mixed message, because I know I should be moderating, and then I put my opinion in, and then I'm moderating at the same time. And then, you know what I'm saying, people are like, yo, I don't understand what he's saying. Yeah, that's my fault, man. My fault. Because I should just be up here moderating, asking questions, right? That make a better conversation, and then I hear something OD, and then I just go off. But today, I'm going to clarify my stance. First of all, I think I love Precious Achua. Like legit, I think I love Precious Achua. And I'm trying not to, right? I'm trying not to, right? And not that I don't appreciate Precious Achua. It's just I'm trying not to get attached to players that I feel like may not be here for the long term. And all Precious Achua has done since he's been here has played his heart out. And you know what he's working on in practice because you see him do it once or twice during the game. Right? You'll see Precious Achua legit pull up from 3. Right? And you're like, no, Precious, what are you doing? But clearly he's got to be working on that stuff because it can't be spur of the moment. It can't be spur of the moment. Like that man just can't be out there rebounding like a Dennis Rodman type guy and then all of a sudden want to be Reggie Miller. Clearly, these are some things that he's working on. And Precious Achua, I'm impressed. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I am impressed. The effort is there. I mean, the lineup flexibility is there. The teamwork is there. I think Precious Achua thinks he's a Knick. And I know the high energy culture situation is there because in my belief, Miami would not have drafted a guy if they didn't feel like this guy could be a culture guy. I don't think Miami would have drafted him if they felt any different. Now, while I sit here, I'm not saying that I like the Miami Heat. I don't. That's for Big Tone and them to do. Right? But I do respect their direction. I respect their direction. They're going to stay their course regardless. Regardless of what the rest of the NBA is doing, Miami is going to do their thing. And they're going to get Miami Heat type results. And to get a guy out of the Miami Heat culture, and he didn't last there long. I think he was there for a year. And then, things didn't work out. Spent a couple of years in Toronto, and now he's a Knick. And I feel like at this point today, Valentine's Day 2024, I feel like if Precious Achua playing this way, giving this type of energy, I wouldn't mind him being here for the next 5 or 6 years. I wouldn't mind him being a Knick for the long term. I think he's around the same age as R.J. Barrett and Quentin Grimes. It doesn't seem like it, right? Let me check to be sure. Let me check to make sure. Let me fact check myself, right? As I sip the Precious Achua tea. I'm gonna see Precious Achua. There we go. Precious Achua age. Let me see his age. Right. Precious Achua is 24. So he is. So he'll be okay. So he's about. So he's 24. So he's 24. So he's about 9 months older than RJ Barrett. So he's about 8 months older than Quentin Grimes. So they're in the same age range. King Ribby in the building. So I'm really excited about Precious Achiuwa and what he can bring. And I'm almost at the point where I think Precious Achiuwa, and I know what y'all are gonna say. I listen, I've been around y'all long enough, and y'all have been around me long enough, right? And I know y'all are saying, I know y'all are thinking I'm jumping out the window over Precious Achiuwa. Right? I know y'all are thinking I'm jumping off a cliff for a backup power forward center that can guard 3s and 4s on the perimeter. And my retort to that is, so what? So what? I'm excited about a Knick. Can I not be excited about a Knick? Can I not be excited about a Knick? I say yes. I want to give kudos. I want to dap the front office for getting us Precious Achiuwa. I want to dap the front office up for letting us getting us Precious Achiuwa. Right. There are some other things though that I'm concerned about. I think the Knicks front office is probably concerned about also. Right. But making a perfect team is not easy. Making a perfect team is not easy. So I want to give the front office their credit. Yeah, I know, and listen, I know. When men talk, we rarely give each other credit for anything. We'll cut each other off and diminish everything that somebody else does instead of giving them credit. But I'm here to say that I think the Precious Achiuwa acquisition, whether it was on purpose or accidental, was clutch. Whether it was on purpose or accidental, it was clutch. So there's my thing about Precious Achiuwa, right? But I also want to mention on Valentine's Day of 2024, mentally, I'm in a good place with the Knicks. If we lose to Orlando tonight, I'm not really even, man, whatever. Because I understand the pattern. I understand the Tom Thibodeau pattern, right? The Tom Thibodeau pattern is win a bunch of games, sometimes win 9 in a row, lose 4 in a row. I knew it while it was going on. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to sound like a hater. But when you go back over the course of years, when a Tom Thibodeau team gets hot, after they cool down, they cool way down. For whatever reason, injury, whatever it is, they cool way down. So I'm not disappointed in it. And listen, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go back and do the research yourself. You can go back to ESPN.com/Knicks/schedule and go back, look at this year, last year, the year before that, and the year before that. And anytime there was a really scorching hot stretch, when we cool off, we cool way off. Right? So no big deal. It's part of it. It's a part of it. Right? No big deal. No big deal. You don't have to take my word for it. Research it yourself. Look for yourself. Right? Look, just look for yourself. It's not a big deal, right? We were high. We were like 14-2 or 16-2 or whatever we were, and we've been 500 since. So no big deal, right? The only difference in that is, in most years we don't have a rash of injuries like the 2022 year when you had Derrick Rose hurt, Kemba Walker knee issue, right? Everybody, when you had the whole thing, a lot of people out, people were out with COVID-like symptoms and all of that. It's one of those, that was 2022 was one of those years where we got hit with so many injuries. There was nothing we can do. And ironically, that year we missed the playoffs, right? But we probably had a team that could have been in the play-in. But we missed the playoffs. So what? It's 2024. It's 2024, and here we are. Here we are. I see my man's in the chat. Let me do my thing. Put my thing right here. Do this, that, little, that, push that, and bam. So I found my favorite Batman shirt in the dresser, right? I was looking for a Knicks shirt. And I was like, man, you know what? I hadn't worn this Batman shirt in a while. Let me see what this Batman shirt will do. So, Batman. So, chat, I'm interested to think, are you still feeling good about where this Knicks team is? Are you still feeling pretty good about where this Knicks team is? Are you panicking? Are you panicking? Are you panicking? Hey, coach, you a hater. Stop being a hater, coach. Coach is talking about Batman is lame and weird. Man, relax. Coach, go smoke a cigarette, man. Relax. Stop being petty. Coach, stop being petty. Oh man, salute the coach. I feel you though. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you. I like Iron Man too. I like Iron Man also. So there's that. Cowboy Bob is in the building.
Good morning. Good morning, Uncle Freezie. Good morning, chat. Good morning, Knicks Nation. How you guys doing?
Good morning, Mr. Cowboy Bob, sir.
All right. I'm all right. I feel a little bit better. Got like no sleep, and then I hear you this morning, and I'm like, thank you. You're walking me off the ledge, because that's what I'm worried about. I don't want to see that happen again, because it's like we're so close, 34 wins. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, we're going to get past the 50. We're almost there, and then this happens. So yeah. I was panicking yesterday, but I wanted to ask you, based off of that, what makes you think, I know the team is different now, but I think the situation may be the same. What do you think our chances are?
About starting chances for what?
For basically surviving. Like, do you think we still have a chance at 50 wins?
I think 50 is in jeopardy.
Okay.
Right? I think we can win 50 games if everyone returns healthy. Right?
Okay.
But then at the same time, I think 50 is in jeopardy if that scenario doesn't play out like we anticipate.
Okay.
Right?
And can you elaborate on that with what you mean as far as anticipated? Like when the guys come back healthy, are they coming back healthy and playing exactly how they left off? That's what you mean?
So it's complicated. So we don't need to be a 50-win team to win the NBA championship in my mind. Right? I know that sounds weird. Yo, look who it is.
Good morning, Sir
My
Ivy.
man.
What's happening? What's happening? Cowboy Bob, what's going on? Uncle Freezie, what's up? What's up? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Knicks family. And it's good to be here. Good to see you all.
Bro, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The mystery has been solved. You have indeed seen Uncle Freezie and Ivory 10 in the same place at the same time. Bim, there it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So to answer your question, Mr. Cowboy Bob, sir, I think it's complicated. I think the team doesn't need to win 50 games in order to be the NBA champs, even though the likelihood of that is
Flaky,
random and minuscule at the same time, because generally teams that don't win 50 games are not dominant enough to win a championship. But in our case, we don't get to 50 because during the regular season, most of our best players are hurt.
okay,
Right. And so at the same time, I do feel like this organization or this regime needs to post at least one 50-win season to validate all the work that they put in. Right. Because at some point you just can't continue to make excuses, right? You can't say, well, the first year the roster wasn't right. The second year it was a COVID year. Last year was Jalen Brunson's first year. This year it was injuries. At some point, you know, you have to stand up. You have to stand on what you built, right? And so I think it's important for this regime to have a 50+ win season. Like it's important to have a great season, like 50, 55 wins to validate us running it back with the regime and with the coach. Well, I guess all of them go together, right? At the same time, I'm confident that the Knicks are one move away from being NBA champs. And Ivory 10 already knows what that one move away is. We've been talking about it for what, 3 years now?
Yeah, man. You know, more than ever, you know, I think we're really, really close. The trade deadline, it looked really good on paper. I'm not sure we really addressed some things that we really needed to address. I mean, I do like the scoring ability that we have in Boggs, but I really think that secondary ball handler was a little bit more important. You know, when they take the ball out of Brunson's hands, I think we're still going to have challenges. And I don't think we've solved that problem just yet. I think we could have done a better job, you know, because that's really the main focus, right? That was the thing. I know for Tibbs, you know, a good offense is just getting a good shot. It doesn't matter how many passes, doesn't matter. And I think he relies on Boggs.
The game will tell you what to do, right? That's his offense.
Right. So but I disagree with that. I think, you know, when you take the ball out of Brunson's hands, we need a guy who can, you know, create a little bit. And I'm not sure we've found that guy just yet. I think Boggs is a little bit better than Burks in doing that. Burks seems to be, you know, all about, you know, hey, I'm a scorer, I'm here to score, and that's okay. You know, he understands his role, and that's what he thinks the coach wants from him. But I still think we haven't solved the problem of when they take the ball out of Brunson's hands with a good double team. You know, he's not the best passer out of those double teams. So who are we going to get the ball to? And I'm still worried about leaning on the rest of this team. The next best at it is Randall, and we've seen him struggle with situations like that because that's really not what he's best at. So we still have our challenges. I think we're competitive. I think we're right there. We're knocking on the door, but I think we still have some challenges.
Now, when Ivy, you say a ball handler, I wanted to just clarify this. Do you mean a ball handler that's good both on ball and off ball, or more of a ball handler just to back up Brunson and help out in when they trap like what they did with Houston?
No, a ball handling guard is what we need. You You have guys that are thriving off ball, like Dante DiVincenzo, shooting a career high. This is the best Dante DiVincenzo has ever looked in his entire career.
And
right
damn,
now,
does he look good, boy? He is looking good.
Yeah, and so Dante DiVincenzo is a good off ball option.
Okay.
Bogey is a great off ball option.
I see.
Brunson is probably the best off ball option in the NBA. But we rarely see it because we don't have another guy to be on ball so that Brunson can be off ball.
Okay. Now, Ivy, do you have any on ball guys in mind?
It doesn't matter at this point. You know, we have who we have right now. That's it. You know, I think the time there's no listen, there might be some type of move where some guard gets let go, but I don't really we'll see. We'll see. I don't think I think the guy we needed was, you know, what was possible during the deadline, but now since that's over, I think we are who we are right now. I mean, unless there's some surprise, you know, Kemba Walker signing coming up or something like that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds dope. I mean, most people were saying that we should have went with Spencer Dinwiddie at the very least because of his height, and we could have used that. But I see your point. It's past the deadline. Let's worry about right now. So
you know, if you look at like on paper, you look at a Dinwiddie and you see a 6'4", 6'5" point guard who can handle the ball, shoot a little bit, create guard twos while your little scorers that the Knicks seem to love and adore is these little tiny scoring guards who are not point guards, but they can score. You know, so let's make them valuable by getting a bigger guy who can guard twos but play the role of a one on offense. We've never seemed to get that dude. I think he might be overseas right now. The dude we chose in the draft a couple of years ago, but we can't get him over here. Yeah. I don't know. I just think we still have some challenges to solve here.
Okay.
Before we can really, really be considered serious.
Punk, you got anything for that?
So what again?
You have anything to add to that?
No, I'm with Ivory 10, bro. I'm in the Ivory 10 and myself are in the same camp. It's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we've been back against the wall against the entire chat on a couple of occasions because, you know, we felt like we needed, for instance, he said we needed DeRozan, right? He was okay with DeRozan. The Knicks probably didn't want to pay the price for DeRozan, so they went out and got Bogey, a guy that they feel like can do the same stuff that DeMar DeRozan does. Maybe not at the same level, but you're not going to pay a lower price and get the same guy. It's just not how things work, right? In my opinion, the Knicks have. I'll give you an example. I'm going to name some names on the roster, right? And just tell me if you knew that they were New York Knicks.
Okay.
Right? Dmitry Skapinetsev is on the active Knicks roster. Did you know that?
No.
Dwayne Washington.
I've heard the name, but I didn't know he was on the active roster. No.
Jalen Martin.
No, I didn't think he was on the active roster.
DeQuan Jeffries.
Wow.
You see what I mean? So there are some guys, listen, you're not going to be able to pay everybody on the roster the vet minimum of $5 million or whatever. But what I'm saying is there's no universe in which Tom Thibodeau is going to say going to play Dmitro Skapinetsev ever. But he's on the roster. According to ESPN, he's on the roster. But there is no universe where Tom Thibodeau is going to play that guy.
Okay.
Right? So why is he holding a roster spot and he's 25 years old?
And before you guys also proved that you've been trimming the fat as of late. Look at what you did with Grimes getting Bogues like the guys we've had in Fournier. So I see where you're going on.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even necessarily knock who is there because I got to be honest with you. I can bear, you know, we really don't know a lot about what those dudes can do. But what we can do is point to what we don't see and what everyone really clearly states is a challenge for us, which is someone else who can handle that ball. And I'll tell you the truth. DeRozan was, you know, it was a choice of mine a while back. You know, this is long before we had even gotten rid of some other dudes, you know, before the trade deadline. I think now he's not really the guy I was referring. We need I tell you what, who's the guy on the point guard, the backup point guard on Toronto that was just traded? Schroeder would have been a really nice, good veteran. And listen, maybe they wanted too much. I don't know what it is, but a guy like that I thought would have been a better plug-in piece or a good plug-in piece for what we really need. I do think we needed to add scoring as well. But listen, Schroeder averages 14 points, 15 points off the bench for Toronto. That's nothing to laugh at. And guess what? He gets people involved as well. I just thought a piece like that was more along the lines of what we really needed. But, we'll see. We definitely need that score, too. So Boggs is definitely a valuable piece, but he's got to play some D. We'll see. We'll see.
I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect him to close out because of his height, but I wouldn't expect him to play.
How can he close out? It's impossible for him to close out if you want.
No. What I mean is
OG to close games also with Randall. How can all three of them play?
No. What I mean when I mean close out on defense is if there's a guy on the wing and the ball goes to him, at least he's going to contest the shot because of his height. You can at least get some type of defense. I'm not expecting more than that because I haven't seen him step up his defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not relying on him to do much defensively. He's out there to score and give us a scoring option on offense from that bench. That's what he's there to do. Burks is just no. I'm not liking the way Burks is looking right now. I'm not sure. One of those two can't make. One of those two, I think, are not going to be in the rotation. I mean, one of those
Burks,
two.
I think that Bogues is signed till next year, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got an option to pay him like $2 million, and we can let him go. We can let him go for like $2 million, or re-sign him for like 19.
Since we're on the topic of defense, I'm sorry, Uncle. You had something to say?
Yeah, I was going to speak to the ball handling thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ball handling thing is and I understand now, and chat, understand when we're talking about adding a back of the roster guy, don't be stupid, right? Don't be stupid. Don't think that when we say add a end of the roster guy that he's gonna start or be a high rotation piece, right? Stop being ridiculous, right? Don't be ridiculous, right? When you're talking about adding somebody to the buyout market, they're a player in the buyout market. They're a buyout player for a reason, right? Either they don't fit, right? They don't fit, or maybe they've diminished, right? But don't think just because I'm saying, get a guy on the buyout market, I'm saying this dude is going to come in and start next to Jalen Brunson. I mean, let's not be ridiculous. Let's not spike our coffee with adult beverages. Let's not do that early this morning, right? What we want to do is be reasonable in the way we think about these things. Anybody that you get in the buyout market is in the buyout market for a reason. They're in the buyout market for a reason. So if you get a ball handler off the buyout market, you understand that this guy is going to be player 11 through 15, right? But like the other night, when everybody is hurt, that player would have been player number 8 or player number 9 because you had a lot of players hurt, right? And the thing is when you see the Knicks struggle against the Houston Rockets with Jalen Brunson and a bunch of role players, having more help never hurts. Those guys that I mentioned that are at the end of the roster, Tibbs didn't even consider playing them, right? These guys that are close but not really. Tom Thibodeau ain't even considering playing these guys, right? Some of these guys are Westchester Knicks fodder, practice players, but Tom Thibodeau is not considering playing these guys.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, if you get somebody off the buyout market, somebody that while you are injured, you can play them in short spurts, right? In short spurts, then you can help Jalen Brunson. And here's the thing. We saw a dude off the scrap heap start for the Knicks the other day, Taj Gibson. And so when I say get a guy off the buyout market and you think Tom Thibodeau doesn't have use for a quality NBA player on the buyout market, y'all are tripping. Right? We can't speed up the injury. We can't speed up the injury timeline. Well, all we could do is wait for those guys to get healthy. But while we wait, get quality players to hold it in the road until all the other guys come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And instead of trying to sound like Boomer and Carton in the chat, use your own mind, bro. You ain't gotta sound like, you don't have to sound like Cowboy Bob. What's the dude in New York that just say ridiculous stuff because he want to be a shock jock? The dude that do the thing in the morning. Not Carton. Yeah, the other white dude with the bald head. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Oh, not Craig Carton.
No, not Craig Carton. The other dude that wear the college sweaters all the time, the college hoodies all the time.
Yeah. Colin Cowherd? No, not Colin Cowherd.
No, the white dude with the low haircut with the bald head, the dude that wear the sweaters all the time. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You don't have to sound like him, right? Yeah, Brandon Tierney. There you go, Brandon Tierney. There you go, building blocks. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, building blocks, for your generous contribution.
You don't have to sound like Brandon Tierney, bro. Like, oh, I don't know about Juan Soto. Really? Did you see the Yankees outfield last year and you don't know about Juan Soto? Stop saying the opposite just to be a shock jock, right? Right? You don't have to do that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just say smart stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like with the chat, yo, we appreciate y'all anyway coming through, rocking with us anyway. But some stuff, when you say certain things like, we don't need anybody else, just wait till we get healthy. What, you think the Knicks are not going to play basketball games as we wait on those guys to return healthy? Of course they're going to play basketball games. Is the All-Star break here at the right time to help us? Of course it's here at the right time to help us. Right? But for instance, the Knicks played the Orlando Magic tonight. So what does waiting on guys to return from injury have to do with the Orlando Magic tonight?
Nothing. They're still playing for a playoff spot. So
yeah, man. It's one of those things. I think we have to think beyond what somebody has force fed us.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ivory, you ever been at work with somebody who can't figure stuff out because they've been force fed a narrative? Like I don't know if you're in sales. I don't know if you're in sales, right?
Yeah, man. Sales. Yeah, man.
But somebody is lacking in sales because they've been taught a certain sales model. Put their hand firmly and look them in the eye and say, and they use like the old school 1987 sales approach. But in sales nowadays, people want to be hit up by text message. They want to be directed to technology and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They want to see what things are. They want you to be available.
Just call him and have a conversation with him. Just call him. You know, because he'll pick up the phone. You know, the VP of Citibank is always available. You know, the CIO takes calls from Bruce Ivory. Of course he does. You know,
Bim. Of course they do. Of course they do. Because as soon as they hear that name, they stop what they're doing.
That's it. Like E.F. Hutton, baby. Yeah, like E.F. Hutton.
You know what? This is why I love Knicks fans, man. We are so sarcastic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And listen, man, I'm in sales too, more indoor than outdoor now because of things that happened in the world. The world is different now, but yeah, man. Listen, it's chat. I'm not telling you what to think, but what I will say is just because Brandon Tierney said it, don't mean you necessarily have to believe it. That's all I'm saying. Like you know, waiting on guys to come back from injury. What other alternative do you have?
Exactly. So, are you just gonna wait, or are you gonna wait and prepare to where they return? y'all are ready to just go?
Well, right now the choices are slim. You know, the choices are slim. I don't think, you know, if they wanted to make moves, you know, for any of those guys that they thought would make a difference, they probably would. But it's, you know, it's slim pickings right now. You know, it's slim pickings. You know, we'll see what comes available, but it looks like it's slim pickings, and you know that's okay. You know, but listen, if we don't have our main guys, we're not going to win anyway. We need to be healthy. That's priority number one.
I retain, but let me ask you this though, just on that one point you made. Right now, would you rather on your roster right now? Would you rather have Daquan Jeffries or Marcus Morris?
You stole what I was going.
I would definitely have Marcus. Well, you know what? Marcus. Where is he going to play? I would rather have.
Right now,
I would rather have what I think. Our backup power forward is bringing right now. I'd rather have what he's bringing than Marcus Morris. You know what I mean? I think.
He's talking about Precious.
Yeah, because Marcus Morris is a dude that still thinks he's the man. You know what I mean? Do you remember what he was like when he came here? He still thinks he's that dude where he should be getting those shots. And I think he's right along the same line as a Burks. I think these two dudes have seen their better day. They think they're a little bit better than what they are. They're taking these tough mid-range shots, and that ain't gonna get it done. We need a dude that can get it at the rim or behind the 3-point line. That's where the game is won nowadays. At the rim, behind the 3-point line.
Jay Boogie, shout out to the chat and the panels. Blessing, healthy, happiness are our powers to DJ Eddie Cheba. I'm sorry if I said Chiba.
Don't tell me Eddie Chiba. No, Jay Boogie, Eddie Chiba didn't pass away.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna read the super chat real quick. Justo11, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo11, we miss you on the panel, bro. Where you been at, Justo? Slacker. Justo11 says, no need for panic. Just get healthy and keep afloat till playoffs. I would like us to be the 2 seed, but I feel we can beat anyone when healthy. I feel you on that, right? But what I'll say is, why make the road more difficult than it needs to be? Is the road to a championship not hard already?
Yes.
So why put stumbling blocks in your way? You know the guys are going to come back from injury. You don't know what type of player they'll be when they return from injury, right? In my opinion, explore cats like Marcus Morris. Could we have used Marcus Morris against Houston the other night? Absolutely. Could we use him tonight against Orlando? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because Tibbs is going to, 9 guys are going to get minutes, right? 9 guys are going to get minutes, but Tibbs is going to run a 7-man rotation. You know that. That was the thing he did against Houston. 9 guys played, but only 7 of them really played. Like he played 9, but 2 of them only got 5 minutes apiece. And he didn't play Daquan Jeffries. You know why? Because Daquan Jeffries is not an NBA player. Marcus Morris probably would have played 15 minutes in that stretch. And you don't know what the impact could have been. Right? I mean, it's one of those things when you're a Marcus Morris, when you're an Alec Burks, who you were 4 years ago is not who you are today. Right? And so their buyout guy, Marcus Morris is a buyout guy for a reason. And if you don't get out guy, if you don't get a Marcus Morris, there are other wing players out there that you can play and add to the end of your bench. Right? The thing with championship teams, and in case we don't remember, when you look at championship level teams have Jeff Greens on their bench. They have DeAndre Jordans on their bench. They have Reggie Jacksons on their bench. They had what's the power forward from Golden State? The dude that used to play for Indiana. Not David West, the other one. Was it David West? I forget his name, but championship level teams have older veterans on their bench that can give you a cinch in the pinch. Bars. If I'm the Knicks, I'm not dependent on Daquan Jeffries or the center from Eddie to
Sally.
Yeah, I'm not giving. That's my opinion on it, Cowboy Bob.
Okay. So to transition because like you said, on the waiver wire, stuff like that we can add. But as far as guards, before we transition to another problem, which is position of need, which you brought up with adding someone like Morris, is for us, do we just need a 6'4", 6'5" point guard that can facilitate off of the waiver wire? Is that what we need to look for? Yes or no? Just
Who's on the buyout market? I guess we need to consider who's available.
okay. I can't really see it right now, but I see your point. I'll come back to you on that.
I'll
So,
do that. I'm gonna
all right,
dip away and then I'll.
all right, cool. So, Ivy, I wanted to transition real quick into defense because you had brought it up before. Uncle Freezie brought up the secondary type of players we need off of the waiver wire as well. Thank you, Uncle Freezie, for helping me out. So, transition into defense. Now, for me, before I ask you the question, I just want you to understand my view of defense. We're injured right now. You can't replace the defense with Randall being out. You can't replace the defense with OG being out. But you can create a system to where, like we did earlier in the system when our offense and defense were bad with RJ and quickly, to where we can slow you down 2-3 minutes and create good stoppage. With what we have now, do you think that we can replicate at least what we did in the beginning of the season without
No,
any additions as far as our defense?
no.
Or do we
No,
need to
even
add
if we make
some?
additions, we can't. There's no way we can, and it's
Okay.
because we just don't have the right guys healthy, and we can't be expected to replicate that because we were doing it at an elite level, and that's because we had two big men who play hard underneath the
And
rim.
Mitch and iHeart.
Right, right, and Randall, right after that trade, everybody picked their defense up. Everybody did, and without OG having that good perimeter defender in there, taking up that that the best man on the other squad, we're just not going to be what we were, and we can't expect to be. And I honestly don't think we can expect all that much with our guys not being healthy. What team does anything without their main guys being healthy? You can basically say that our top three guys are really pretty hurt right now, and I don't think Brunson's 100%. So I think he's also struggling. We just need health. We need health, but once we get healthy, it'll come around. It'll be a lot better. Like I said, the only weakness I see on this team from really being able to do everything, and maybe every team has a weakness. I don't know if it'll impact us, but having that dude, the other dude besides Brunson, who can just go get it and who they got to pay attention to. Randall is a big bull in the china shop and he can do it, but it's not, we've seen it. It's not what he does best. So let's keep him where he plays best, because the moment we start asking him to do some of these other things, especially if he's not 100% healthy, everything goes downhill. But our defense won't be back until our guys come back. That's just it. We'll be tough, we'll be competitive, but it'll be tough for us to defend and score, right? There's always, we got good defenders. We still have good defenders. We might even be a little bit better, except for at the center position. But we don't, we really don't have those two-sided players right now, like we normally need.
The reason why I brought that up is because even though we haven't been playing well, our offense is still giving us the average as if Mitchell Robinson was there. That's why I asked the comparison of the defense. Do you think we can still play with the addition of Bogues and Burke? Because their offense, we're not doing, like, when we don't have Mitchell, we're supposed to be in that 115, 117 area. But with what we're currently doing, we're at like 111, 112. So the numbers are matching up to where the defense is still present.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I would just say I wouldn't let the numbers really, dictate everything, because our style of play has completely changed, right? I mean, we've totally slowed the ball down. We used to be a running team, right? Remember when everybody was running, getting out on the break? We've really slowed down since those injuries. I think the coaching staff understands that time, efficiency is really the name of the game in the way that the Knicks can win right now. We have to be efficient. That's the only way we can win, and we have to limit the other team's possessions. We can't let other teams get out running, because then their athletes come into play, like we saw with Houston, and they just outrun us. So the numbers might say that we're keeping teams low, but and even the defensive numbers might even back it up. But I don't think we're nearly as effective or impactful in the paint as we used to be when we had our centers healthy. And that, I think, is a big difference in our defense. And I think our defense on the second team is going to go down with Boggs having the ball, with Boggs guarding that wing. If he's the guy, if he's our wing guy coming off the bench, that means he's guarding pretty much the best guy or one of the best guys, or a wing, any wing on that other team. He's disadvantaged. So if they run a little pick and screen, a little screen, he's guarding a tough guy. That's tough. Him and Burks, I just think it's going to be tough once we're fully healthy. I think it's tough to have both those guys in the rotation. I don't know how.
I agree with you, but before we continue, I want to let Unc read off the list that he found. But real quick, when you said
I'm not reading off a list, bro.
No, I mean we could go to the list. I'm sorry. We
No,
go to the list.
I'm saying I'm just showing a list of examples. Remember when I asked you, like, who would be on the buyout market? I just grabbed the list just so that we can use it together as information. Just use it for information purposes only.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, I think upgrading, say, Dwayne Washington for Corey Joseph, I think that's a smart move. Because Corey Joseph is a championship level backup third, fourth, fifth guard, right? We've seen Corey Joseph around championship contenders. You know what I'm saying? Corey Joseph can legit add something to a championship caliber team. I mean, the others maybe not so much. The others are all good in what they do, what they provide. But if you have Bogdanovich, do you really need Joe Harris now? I don't think so.
I think a guy like Robin Lopez, and on that list, Robin Lopez looks like the guy that really
right. I was gonna say that, and Victor Oladipo because of the guard position.
I don't know if Victor can move anymore, though. That's the thing. I have no idea what kind of shape he's in. I mean, if obviously he's not the old Victor, or he'd be playing. So I'm wondering, I just don't know what kind of shape he's in.
Yeah, he's definitely not all-star Victor Oladipo. Yeah. I think he's at the end of the road. I don't know the difference between Victor Oladipo and Daquan Jeffries. I don't think there's a major difference. And
I do like Robin Lopez too, though.
Yeah.
Because that would we could start him immediately.
Kyle Lowry, as much as I can't stand the Heat or whatever, Kyle Lowry is the kind of guy that, I mean, he's not ideal, but he's a guy that might be really valuable for a team like ours in the playoffs when we need like someone to run that team off the bench. That's the kind of, that's the kind of guy we're looking for. That's the kind of guy I think I would be looking for. I certainly was
in Philly now, though. So, I mean, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. And I just wanted to show the chat like what the list would look like. Because what I think what we're looking at is the Knicks top 10 players, but we're not looking at players 11 through 17. And what I'm saying to you guys is that if you are not aware that Taj Gibson is on his second 10-day contract and he was cut by the Knicks already for a fully guaranteed 1-year contract and was cut, and now he's on his second 10-day contract. Well, I'm not for sure if you can sign him back. And I'm not for sure if you can do that. If you can, I'm sure the Knicks will. I don't agree, right? Because I would prefer a energetic big. I would prefer a Kai Jones type player, and as opposed to Taj Gibson, because I think Tom Thibodeau takes young veterans and get the very best out of them, like how he did Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Precious Achua. When you give Tibbs young veterans, he gets the Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Guys that may have bounced around the league or whatever and can't figure it out. But once they get into that age range, that 23, that 24, 25, 26 age range, under Tibbs gets the very best out of those, like Josh Hart. You've never seen this Josh Hart in the NBA when Josh Hart was playing for the Lakers,
Portland,
or the Pelicans or the Trailblazers. This is Josh Hart's fourth team. His fourth team, right? Cowboy Bob, this is Josh Hart's fourth NBA team.
Okay.
And if Josh Hart had played like this on those other teams, would Josh Hart had even been on a second NBA team?
No.
Probably not. And if he did, it would be because of his choice. Right? But Josh Hart was on 3 other teams before he got here. He gets here with Tibbs, and all of a sudden, Josh Hart looks like a core piece. So what I'm saying is if you go out and get a young veteran guy like that, and I don't want to overwhelm Tibbs with trying to develop, but what I think he's discovered is a system in order to extract the very best out of players that may have been around the block already.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That just might be what it is. It's like Cowboy Bob. You know how you know how we have a job opening, right? And
Yeah.
you get all your you get all your, you tell HR what you want, right? And they give you a list of candidates, and then you do all the, you know what I'm saying, all this, all your work or whatever.
Yeah.
The first thing you look for is job experience. Can you perform this job? Right?
Second thing is age.
That's what you look for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're right. And then you look for age, like you were saying, when a veteran guy who may not figure it out, he's been around the league, experience, age within a certain age group, what 27 to 32, like how he got Randall. You're right.
Fellas, would you mind if I ask you a question? I want to ask it. I'm just curious. This is a little off the subject. I hope you don't mind.
Nah, go ahead. We're all gentlemen here.
Is OG the right player for Tibbs? And I think when you look at it from the outside, it would be an obvious yes. But with how he breaks down and how Tibbs will use him, I'm worried about that. I don't know about that. I think Tibbs is going to use him to death. And I just don't know if his body, he's never proven that his body can hold up. And that's going to be, what do you think about that?
Honestly, listening to Unc, because Unc has said it before and he reiterated it recently about Precious and OG. Before I say anything about OG breaking down, if we can see that, I think that we can gauge, because that wear and tear, like you're talking about, if Precious is on the other side when Randall's on the bench and he's out there hustling and they collapsing on them, one got the left side, the other one got the right side, that's half his duties he wouldn't have to do. So he wouldn't be as injured to where he has to trail all the way across the court. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have to see what Unc was talking about to see if it would work before I say he's going to wear down OG. As of right now, no, I don't think so, because OG came to us hurt. And to be honest with you, he's been dealing with that elbow for a minute. So later in the future, I don't think so. Once Precious and him figures out the system, I don't think he's going to wear him down. It's just injuries. He's been dealing with that elbow before he came to us, and it just spurred up at this time. Bad luck, I guess. Unc, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal it, but...
Nah, go ahead, bro.
You got anything to say with OG being weighed down?
No. What I'm gonna say is, in today's NBA, say for the past 8 years or so, athletic wing defenders that defend at a high level don't stay healthy. It's just a part of it. Like, if you trade for Paul George, expect Paul George to miss games. If you trade for Kawhi, expect Kawhi to miss games. If you trade for OG, expect OG to miss games, right? It's a part of it. And Tibbs at the center position. Think about Tibbs guys at center since he's been here. Every center from day one under Tibbs has been injured. Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, whoever, Jericho Sims with the shoulder last year. When you ask guys to do so much stuff, guys are going to be injured. It's just something that we have to live with. That's why you have to have, in a Tom Thibodeau system, you have to have quality depth. That's why I'm saying to you right now, go get guys off the buyout market that can play, right? These developmental centers from the G League type dudes that's never going to play an NBA game. Why are you wasting a roster spot on these dudes when you want to win a championship? The Russian dude that I named to you, he's older than Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Or I may have misspoke, but I think they're around the same age. Him, Mitch, and they're all around the same age. Right?
Is there a time limit on the buyout market? Like, when do you have to make those moves by?
I think it's March 1st.
First,
Is the transaction deadline, I think.
Yeah.
I think it may be April 1st. I can't remember. It may be April 1st.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks were working on something behind the scenes. That's kind of what they do. You know, that's like that, that bargain basement kind of thing is like their specialty, So, we are definitely coupon shoppers. So, maybe that's what we're doing. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. No doubt. no doubt. And it sounds like I'm copping a plea for upgrading the back end of the roster. Now, full disclosure, I hadn't seen Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown, and Dwayne Washington, and the Russian guy, Dimitro. I hadn't seen them play quality NBA minutes. So I really shouldn't judge them for an ability to not play quality NBA minutes. But Tom Thibodeau has not put them in a situation where they have ever played quality NBA minutes, right? So it seems like I'm jumping out of a ledge because of the back end of the roster. But at the same time that I say this, Knicks fans are telling me that the addition that we're looking for is when everybody returns healthy. But if you don't have an exact arrival date, right, for either of the players that you mentioned, why are you going to be in a wait and see mode when those guys get back, when you can just add quality talent, play the best basketball you could possibly play right now, and then when those guys come back, you readjust the roster? Right.
I think also for some of these quality guys in the buyout market, they want to go someplace where they're going to be playing, regardless of who's healthy, where they can get some time. So that might also be a consideration for their particular agents or the guys that we're looking for. Hey, they might know, hey, man, I'm not going to get any time come 3 weeks from now. So why would I go there when I'm going to be on the bench? Who knows? But I think their work, Freezie, I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on some moves behind the scenes. Listen, they got rid of every single player on this team that was 23 and younger. Yeah. So they got rid of just about everybody. So listen, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, it would not surprise me. I mean, all these people talking about we were working on development. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, how did it work out?
We were developing them to be good trade pieces. Developing them to become trade pieces. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But also to reiterate earlier, I forgot to mention this as well. If OG's coming back and everybody else is coming back, that offense is going to be very dangerous to where he can relax a little bit more on defense because he's going to have Mitchell or Ihart helping him as well before the whole Precious and him works out. So
I got to see all these guys come back.
That's what I'm saying. We have to see it because I got
to see Mitch. I got to see Mitch come back and be Mitch. I got to see Ihart be Ihart. I got to see OG be OG. I got to see Randall be Randall. That's a lot. Listen, if this was any other team in the East, we would be talking about how we got them dead to rights now for the rest of the year because they got all these injuries, right? We just pretty much wrote off Philly because they got an injury to Embiid. Meanwhile,
they got one player hurt and we wrote them off.
That's it. And we're also sitting here believing what we hear about his injury from his team. Can you believe what you hear from what do you hear from the Knicks? Nothing. Right. So we don't know really what's going on with that injury. He could be back in a few weeks too. They're out making win now moves. Why would they be doing that if Embiid was gone for the rest of the year? But I don't believe it. We'll see. But I know that all these injuries that we're looking at these other teams having that might increase our chances, they got to be thinking the same thing when they look right now at our team.
You just proved it with looking at the same thing. Philly actually got Embiid hurt, and they're solidifying their bench and their backcourt like we should be doing as well. Because even if Embiid doesn't come back, they're still expecting to make their team a good run in the playoffs.
So I don't know about that. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if anybody's expecting them to make a run in the playoffs without Embiid.
I'm not saying we are. But the front office is still making adjustments to where they can still be playoff eligible. Like you just said, the moves that they made since Embiid is out, we don't know how long it's going to be, but they're doing the right moves to try to stay in contention. I feel like you said, the Knicks are quiet. We don't know what that is. So that's what's putting us in the dark. But I do feel with the front office through the previous exchanges that we are in the same area. But because we're not talking about it, people are confused and saying, "Oh, the Knicks need to make this move and that move." So
no, listen, the Knicks have done a good job. I mean, we are fine. We are fine. The Knicks front office has done, a pretty decent job. I mean, I personally think there's other moves that they could have, should have, whatever made, but that's whatever. I'm not the GM, so I can think that all we want. But if we look at the output of what they have done, we can't really complain. I mean, look at these. I mean, look, DiVincenzo is probably him. That contract that DiVincenzo has might be the most valuable contract on the roster. It might be more, because of the years involved. We got him for 3 more years. 3 more years. So, that might be more valuable than even a Brunson or a Randall, because those guys got to get paid after next year. So look what we're getting from this dude. So the front office is doing their thing. They're doing it a different way than we think they should do it, a different way than what anyone has done it, which is interesting, right? I mean, that's fine, but it's got to work, right? Otherwise, that's when we come for them, right?
But it has been working.
Well, it has been working, but if we think about it, if you told us that we were going to forego the draft for a couple of years, that we were going to trade all the young guys, we would have been ready to go crazy if you told us that.
It's folks at MSG ready to burn it down. We know.
All right, now we're dancing in the streets, and we got none of that going on.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I want to see how we finish it out. I think health is going to play a big part. But like I said, we've got to do something about having somebody else who can take the ball and go get it. And I'm not talking about a dude like Boggs, because he's not going to be finishing games for Tibbs. He's not if OG is healthy, not if Randall's healthy. That dude ain't, I just don't see it. I mean, unless he's real hot one night, unless he's like on fire, and so we'll see.
Right. Bro, I am, are y'all getting the Bleacher Report notifications to your phone also?
No, I haven't gotten it. I know the NBA ones.
So I want to show y'all something just to make y'all laugh.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to put it on the screen, right? Just so y'all just bear with me. I don't want to hijack the conversation, right? But I just want to show y'all this. Can y'all see that? Is that big enough for y'all to see?
No, no, I can't read.
It says the Warriors pursued LeBron James at the trade deadline. Right. I'm gonna see if I can get it bigger. Let me see.
Warriors pursue LeBron at the deadline.
LeBron James at the trade deadline, right? Yeah. So that's one thing, right? And so let me see. Okay. All right. Okay. The Sixers tried landing. Philly made calls for LeBron, KD, Booker, and Beal at the deadline. Right. Right, y'all see that? Okay, so now it's working. LeBron focused on the Lakers. The Sixers made calls for LeBron, KD, Booker, and Beal at the deadline. Shaq jersey retired. I don't care nothing about that. Where is there was another, but anyway, the point that I'm making is how in the world are the Lakers, Warriors, and Sixers looking to add megastars? And I'm telling Knicks fans to add a guy on the buyout market, and we're like, no. These teams legit are out here. Teams are out here trying to go get other people's star players. And we're like, well, can we at least get a guy off the buyout market? And Knicks fans are like, nah, bro, we good. Nah, man, we don't need to add nothing. We good, bro. We good. Yo, you see the ridiculousness of what I'm talking about?
I was gonna say, remember back in the day, a lot of people used to have the Chrysler 300, and they used to talk about how it was the Bentley. That's what everybody's looking at. Like, they're looking at the Bentley and going, yeah, we can afford that. But we're like, nah. This right here, this Chrysler 300, same look, same design, but it'll help us get us to where we go, and you still good. They want to go out and buy the Bentley because that's what's been working for them. But that's what happens in a copycat league. Everyone's following a different narrative. When, like you've been saying, we need to just focus on, hey, This 300 could get us to where we go. It's comfortable. It ain't top of the line.
Yo, I used to have a Chrysler 300 too, by the
Me
way.
too.
That
Me
thing was
too.
smooth,
Yeah.
boy. I had a silver one. I used to call them ghosts. I used to have a silver Chrysler 300 with the gray leather interior, but you couldn't tell me nothing. But the point that I'm making is I'm not saying that the Knicks should overdo it with the spending. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is championship teams that think about championships, bro. Teams that think about championships, their roster is never good enough in their eyes. They're always tinkering, right? Even the Celtics, who have Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, even they made a trade at the deadline and brought in Xavier Tillman.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. I just, with any of these dudes that we're talking about getting, I have to imagine that they have more eyes on these dudes than we do, and I just can't knock what they are doing. I can't knock it. I just can't. As much as I do, but publicly, I gotta be like, hey, they're doing their thing. I mean, they put us in a really good position right now.
Yeah.
I'm still, like I said, we still have those challenges, but I think they're doing just fine. I think the team is in a really great spot. There's just some final tweaks that we're getting a little impatient about. Because listen, when's the last time we made this many moves at a trade deadline?
I mean, this maybe never under this team, bro.
Right. So we're doing things at a pace that we have never seen before, and we're still, I feel that the team is taking the right moves when I think at the right times. We didn't go all in at the wrong time when we still wouldn't have a championship team. We didn't make even those middle of the road moves that some teams were making to try and boost the team. I think the team is being really, really, focused. I think they're doing just fine. I can't, listen, I would have went out. I would have gave up a few picks. I would have gave up Grimes and a couple of picks for Murray. I just think that fit is just too good. I mean, that's exactly what this team needs, is another dog who can handle the rock and go get his own and also make other people better. I don't see why that doesn't work. I don't get that, but I'm not in the front offices and I don't know what they're really asking for, but I don't know.
Maybe it's a contract, for example, but like you said, we don't know.
That contract is beautiful for an all-star level player. That's, under 30 mil for an all-star level guy. That's Jalen Brunson now.
That's a discount. You don't see that.
Right.
But they're probably looking to sign some people before certain actions, trying to set up certain things that we don't know. So that's what I mean by that contract. Yeah, it's beautiful for us, but that behind the scenes, we don't know what they're doing. So So for me, I honestly think that everything that we're doing right now is a good thing for this team. And I feel like they are going to make at least 2 moves, because besides the guys that Unc mentioned, I think that they cleared up roster spots for a reason. And I think that there's going to be at least one addition, maybe a big, but majority down the line, I feel like it's going to be a backup to Brunson. Because now I feel
bringing back Keels, baby. Bringing back Keels.
Nah, not like that. Not like that. Not like that, because then what was the purpose of bringing back Burke?
Kemba, bro.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be an upgrade to where we will be satisfied. But it'll be a point guard or a big coming in. That's my opinion.
I think they see it too. They see it, but without a guy like a guy who can just go get it is just not. He's not going to be there. We need a guy who can now. We got to hope for a guy that could just control the game and be a floor general. Who is that guy? I don't know who that guy is. I don't know.
Right.
I can't certainly hope for them to find a dog now that's going to be taking the ball and going to get his. I don't think that's possible.
Robin Lopez is going to turn into his brother.
Right. Hey, don't sleep on that little hook shot in the lane. Don't sleep on that.
Yeah, man. That money
gonna be blocking shots too.
Money, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
man. So yeah,
He was a good offensive rebounder when he was here too, wasn't he? Robin Lopez. He was a good offensive rebounder.
Yeah, he was solid across the board, bro.
Yeah, man.
He was.
Where's
he was
Enes
solid.
Kanter? Are we allowed to sign him, or is he banned from being? Is he banned from the NBA?
I don't know.
He's banned. He's banned. That's the only guy that's banned from the league that was averaging like, I think 8 rebounds, 8 points in like maybe 15 minutes, and he's not. He can't get a job. You know, when he's in the best shape of his life. That's NBA politics, though. That's politics.
I don't know, man. It's tough, man. You know, because the Enes Kanter, Andre Drummond archetype, where guys have touch, volume rebounders, tough guys, big, solid, thick dudes. You know what I'm saying? Around the rim, can't be pushed around. You kind of need those guys on your roster. You know, but at the same time, you know, it's I guess it's my pipe dream, but I still felt like I guess I would be more confident if Deuce McBride was more of a facilitator at this point. Right. And I'm not throwing Deuce under the bus. I mean, I like the player that he is. Right. I like the player that he is. But if we had a guard that was the traditional point guard guy getting organized in the offense when Jalen Brunson's out on the floor, or an alternative to organize with Jalen Brunson is on the floor and teams trapped.
Think about how tough a Murray and Deuce backcourt would be. How tough is that backcourt?
Oh my goodness!
I mean, you got Murray playing the point. You got Deuce hitting the corner three, both defending at a high level. That's the kind of player. Deuce becomes a valuable player when you have that big point guard, because now you're not relying on Deuce to be a point guard, and you're not relying on him to guard the two. If you got a big point guard that can do that, that just really opens up a lot of things, and we just continue to not want that type of dude.
Honestly, like I said, everyone keeps speaking Murray, but there's 2 other guys I think that would have helped us with that if they were available. Tyus Jones from Washington, and then also a guy I know we can't get him because he's a veteran and I don't mention him, but like a Michael Conley. Because Michael Conley, when he goes in, he's in to set up the offense.
Yeah,
Conley's good.
I know. But what I'm saying is we need a style of player that's going to come in, set up that offense, and if he sees that there's a problem, he can create his own shot. That's what I think we need more than anything, because when they start trapping Brunson, and I hate to say it, but previously Quickly's advantage was his speed.
Is Emmanuel Quickly available? Is Quickly available?
Is Quickly available?
This is what I'm saying. Everybody wants to go back.
Where can we find an IQ? Where can we get
Quickly in the buyout market?
Nah, see, this is what I'm saying. That's what they want. They want that quick score. But if you really think about it, you want a leader to come in, control the tempo, control the offense, get everyone involved, and also be able to score. So that's just, like I said, you said Murray. I like Murray because of his offense and what he can bring, and he can help out mainly in the trap, and he can help us with our offense. But as far as the backup Brunson, I want a guy like kind of like, hey, you're number 1, I'm number 2. I run the second team. You see any inconsistencies, let me know. Like, that's what I mean as far as type of player. I know I say his name and he's not available.
Fall off yet? Did Derrick Rose? Does Derrick Rose still have legs?
Is Derrick Rose available? Yeah.
That's the kind of dude we need. The Derrick Rose of a few years ago. Something like, we need like that dude.
Mm-hmm. Like to just come in and start like 2-3 quick points off the bench real quick, just to let the defense know he's there, and then set it up to slow it down, bring it back on defense. His height isn't a problem to where he gets beat. And he could even come back and help out. Well,
he does get beat nowadays by Rose, but
No. I was talking about Conley. Like I said, like even if you look at Conley, he still tries to get back on defense and still tries to interrupt the passing lanes. So if we could find I know. But if we could find like
where is Ricky Rubio? Where is
he retired?
Mike Conley is one of the best teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah. Where is Ricky Rubio? Is Ricky Rubio still around?
He's retired. Ricky Rubio, I heard, was retired.
Get him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And the reason why this topic is important to me, and it feels like I'm beating a dead horse, but we already have 5 guys out due to injury, right? 5 guys out of our top 8 out due to injury, or top 8. I'll say that. That's conservative. I'll say top 8. 5 out of our top 8 are out due to injury. And in back-to-back games, we saw Jalen Brunson roll an ankle and Dante DiVincenzo pull a hamstring. But we're like, nah, man, we good, bro. Nah, man, Dwayne Washington is the future. You know what I'm saying? So you got Brunson roll an ankle and coming back playing through it. Dante DiVincenzo with the hamstring, and we're like, nah, man, we good, bro. All we have to do is wait on Randall to come back from his separated shoulder and OG to come back from elbow surgery, and we good.
You know what? Even I'll take Chris Paul at this point. Like you said, I'll take Chris Paul.
He might take Brunson's time then.
Nah. I'll take Chris Paul because at least he could try to do something.
Of course, that's exactly the kind of guy we're talking about. That's exactly the kind of guy.
And Cowboy Bob, just real quick, just to let you know why I'm in this mindset is because we saw in the 2022 season when you put Band-Aids on the injury situation, then things get out of hand fast and things will be out of right. Like Ivory 10, if you remember when in January, or I think January of that 2022 season, right? So all of our point guards were out hurt. And I think Cleveland had just either traded for Rajon Rondo or they had just released him. Or they had signed him. Something with Rondo. And at the time, I was like, yo, why don't you just bring in Rondo, right? For this stretch, this 30 days, right? Keep the season afloat. And then when everybody comes back healthy, we can rock. They didn't get Rondo. They moved Burks to point guard. They didn't give Quickly any minutes. And what happened from that was the season got out of hand, and before you know it, the season is over.
That's it. I agree.
It's man.
It's gone before you know it, and right now we're probably a blink or a few steps away from actually it being gone because we don't know, like you said, the timeline. We don't know how well they're going to be. It's too many questions in the air to be stable.
All right, hold on for a second, y'all.
Why'd you on the beat?
Where is Alfred Payton when you need him? What's up, King? How you doing, man?
Salute, man. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
What's happening, man? What's happening?
Chilling.
What you got to say this morning, sir?
Man,
You tell me.
We're sitting here talking about who our secondary ball handler could be. We're wondering if Alfred Payton will come back and play for us, man. We're wondering if we can get him.
We're here looking for Charlie Ward.
That's right.
Oh, you made my chest hurt with that
Me
one.
Quickly back, man.
Oh, wow.
Intended.
Hey, fellas, I got to win. It's Valentine's Day. I'm getting the funny looks. I'm getting texts from the wife. I got to run.
Yeah, I just got to say,
y'all both got the same timeline.
Yeah.
I overestimated how much pull I have. I got the same look just now.
Later, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'm listening in.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Let's just wrap it up then. Yeah.
Not make a quick point.
Is Garrett on the buyout market?
Say it again. Say it again.
You know what he said.
No, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him. Just be honest.
Yeah, as if RJ's on the buyout market.
RJ is fine, man. I'm talking about quickly. We need to get him back.
Nah, can't do that.
I'm telling you, Burks is. I'm telling you, man. He a vet, but he's too old, man. Yeah, he don't got it no more.
Who's that, Brunson?
No, Burks.
Oh, Burks. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't nah.
What happened?
Like as a backup point guard, I don't know. Cause that's too much as far as hold on real quick. Cause I got ambulance trucks going by my house.
Oh, okay.
Bro, you sound terrible.
Who, me?
Yeah, you all right?
Who, me? Yeah. No, I told you I was sick this week and stuff like that, but I'm better now.
Okay, I was about to say, get your energy up, bro.
Nah, yeah.
Hey, Bob, you feel me? You feel? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know me come in here and be like, "What you mean, bro? What you mean? I want to know what you mean." And I always be like, "But King, you know."
Nah,
like elbow
listen, man. I'm trying to listen. I always said the trade was good, but I didn't. You still need a backup facilitator, and Burks is not it, man. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
In my opinion,
right.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a lot of guys that you could have got with the buyout or just paid for $1 million, $2 million, just to come off the bench and just for the playoff moments. That's it. But it's like Tibbs know what he's doing, so I guess we have to trust in Tibbs and see what happens.
Right. Do you trust him?
No, hell no. Sorry to curse, but I'm no. Look
Not
what
even
he's
with
done.
the current...
Look what he's done. Like no, I no.
But even look at what he's done in the month of January. Like we've been doing well in the beginning, and I think he's been doing exactly what he's been always doing. But he's just been doing it to a point where now we're injured and everyone's on notice. Like, wow, he's doing this through injuries. Imagine if everyone comes back. So again, before he got the players he needed, he was limited. Now he's limited due to injuries. So
no, but I'm talking about as far as I've witnessed a good 3 or 4 games. I've watched 3-4 games where we up with we up by like 15. And he still got the players in. Like, bro, like they don't need to come out and rest. So get what I'm saying? Like, but no, he want to like ride them until get what I'm saying, and then like what happens into the playoffs, and then like I don't know, man.
Okay.
You know.
No, hey.
Okay.
That's just how I feel.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't want to get too into it because I know Unc got the look. So
nah, man.
Always got the look, man.
Yeah. Hold on, man. Let me.
So yeah, man. So we were talking about the whole point guard situation and the backup facilitator. You expressed that you didn't agree with Bert. Is there anybody on the waiver wire that you saw earlier in the show that you thought we can contribute? Like I still think Spencer Dinwiddie because of his height and
he like 5, like 6, like 6'4", somebody 6'5", but it's like no.
And everybody's like, he can't control the ball, he can't do this. But when we saw him at the game, that was a perfect signing because he get the ball, and let's say like if you look at the Houston game, what I liked about the Houston game as far as why we do need a facilitator is how they were able to switch with Brooks started off with his size holding down Brunson. Then you had Thompson coming over, and then you had the Holiday kid shutting down the passing lanes. So now, if we had a guy with height, when that Brooks is there and we're doing the inbound, he can give Brooks that screen to give Brunson that spacing. And then when we see Thompson coming in, he can split that defense to where Brunson can stick out, pass down, let him go down the court. That's what I'm talking about as far as with the height. Like, that's why I say if we could get a second facilitator, doesn't have to be an on-ball nasty guy. It could just be a guy that can set well screens, split the D, and cut down to the basket. Because once we pass half court, we're already good. That's the problem between between us going into transition, passing the 3-point line before we get to half court. So if we can get a guy that's lanky, or at least run a system like if you look at Miami, where they have two guys, and we have one guy inbound the ball and there's two guys, and they weave, or they have guys inbound and he follows the long way, and then there's two guys going this way using as screens as the ball handlers cutting across. Like, that's why if you look at it, it's still the same place, but it's just different ball handlers that in a normal situation wouldn't be given that advantage because of the defensive pressure. But because of the switching and the mobility that they have, that gives them an advantage, even though they're not really great ball handlers. Like, for everybody to say Bam is a great ball handler, you see what I'm saying? It's not really true. He's a good ball handler, but because of how he's used in that system, it's outshined.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we need as far as point guard. But again, like I said, it's hard because it's too late.
I mean, it's not. It is too. It's not, but it is.
Yeah, it's like it's too late for this season, but not late enough for next season. But then it's like I don't want to go down that road because all you're gonna hear is, for example, up until yesterday, all I've heard was everybody talk about the refs. This is one of the very few channels that I've actually heard us breaking down other things outside of the referees. And even now, we're still breaking down what we need as far as guard play and position play. So this channel is very unique, and I'd like to thank everybody on here in saying that. But before I continue, again, thank you, Freezie, thank you, Chat, thank you, King Ruby. But now I continue. So what I'm saying is that's the object. Like, we need to see what else is out there. Like, there's always a box of narratives, but we need to see, like, yo, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? So for me, when I break down and say we need this, that's how I see it. The same way I broke down how Spencer can be used, even though he's not a great ball handler. The way that you see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see the league. So for me, it comes easier as far as switchability and playability. So for me, I'll jump out the window like I did yesterday with the whole, I'm not going to bring that back up. But as far as the point guard position, that's how I see the game. Depending on what you have, you can use it to your advantage, even though that player is not good enough at the level. But because of his height, Brunson now can get the spacing he needs. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, because if what other advantages do we really need at the guard position? Sorry to rant, but
Nah, it's okay. Nah, like you're right, to be honest. But it's like, man, I just, because I already know. Just say like Brunson is fouled out or something like that. Just some scenario and stuff like that. It's like, who is bringing the ball up? I mean, you still got Dante, but he's not like a facilitator. I need like a facilitator that's gonna dish the rock. That's somebody that's don't need no points. You get what I'm saying? Just assist.
I see what you're saying, but like in this scenario with what we currently have, all right, let's use Brunson, Dante, and Hart. Hart can inbound the ball to Dante, and he can be the screener like how we used Spencer Dinwiddie. You see what I'm saying? We can mix and match and make it work for now. But as far as the long haul, you just even expressed like we don't have anyone to back up Brunson. But then who's going to back up? Do we really trust McBride to back up Dante? No, I think we prefer Burke to back up Dante.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
So then now what are we gonna do? Okay, McBride? Nah, McBride is our third option, but with that gap. So, and that's the same thing right now. Even if you look at the center position with Sims, like everyone's looking like, oh, we're good when Mitchell comes back and Ihart, but our third. We're starting our third center. Like, how is that not concerning? This is what we're talking about when we need to be cautious.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, because that's what scares me the most. It's like, because if we could, like, right now where we have, I think Tibbs is smart enough to where he can make those adjustments because this is a copycat league. And you guys got to play, you got majority of the NBA's playbook because you have to prepare for those defenses. But if you see something that can't work, given what we've got, like I'm telling you, inbound Hart, let Hart pick off the screen. Let Brunson get enough space so he can get the ball. Then give him enough space with the screen. And then when they trap, right between the legs, let Hart bring up the ball. Now 3 defenders are back, and it's just the 2 of them. Pass it out to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo at the 3-point line, and then on the opposite side. And that's another thing. We got to stop doing cross-court passes. I've been seeing more of that lately than what we've been doing. Like, those cross-court passes should not be working. It should stay only on one side. Like, those little adjustments like that, bringing up the ball, giving them the back their screen, cutting in, like, because if you think about it, Hart inbounds the ball. Brunson gets the ball here at the line. Once he gets the ball, Brunson gets the ball here. Hart can come over, give him the screen this way, or give him the screen this way. As he's going this way, the defender's going to step up. Hart can go out. Right there, he can pass the ball between the defender's legs, and Hart can move forward, which will cause the collapse of another player. Where's Dante's man? Dante's literally right there. As the man's coming, boom, pass it to Dante. Dante can run down court. We have a 3-on-2 opportunity because 3 of the defenders was too busy on Brunson. Like, I'm not saying that's going to work every single game. Because, no, they're going to adjust and change it. But every now and then, poke that at the defense, mess them up, like, shake it up a little bit. Because if they see that, and then we actually have Burks coming in, backing up Dante, doing his 14 points, and McBride can actually contribute, we're good. But that's a risk because we're asking McBride to back up Brunson. And I don't think anybody is saying that he can't do that.
Yeah, like he can't. Like for real. Like yo. Just this whole thing is just so complicated. It's like, oh my God. How you feel about the game tonight?
I honestly think we got a good chance. I mean, to be real with you, I just want to see how they play as a team. Like, is it going to be sloppy like Indianapolis? I mean, the Indian game, or is it going to be how we played against Houston, where we were fighting, and then I'm going to say we let them win because at one point when there was 3 minutes under like 3 minutes left, we could have made a good run, but we took 2 3-pointers in Hart, which was one of the ones he missed, and then Brunson also rushed a 3-pointer. And then when they scored and they got up by 2, even DiVincenzo rushed and scored tried to hit another 3-pointer and we missed. So we missed out on our offensive rebounds. If we would have slowed it down and stayed consistent, yeah, we could have won that game. But if we're playing like how we played against Houston, I'm okay with that because we're still learning who to use, what to use, how these guys are going to work out. I'm not saying that it's chemistry or anything, but I think that they got work to do. Like, hey,
Nah, yeah, they do.
like, you're here, let's see what you can do. Now is the time. Like, it ain't no excuses. Oh, I need to. Nah, we passed that. So, for me, if we're playing like we played against Houston, I'm okay. If we're playing like Indiana, where we're trying to match them 3 for 3 if they're shooting threes, or try to match them defense for defense and try to stop them in transition, we're going to lose. And we're going to wear down our own team to where we end up getting into more foul trouble, putting guys like Josh Hart at risk, putting Dante at risk, putting Precious Achua at risk, and even Sims, which is even worse because he's limited. So, for me, if we play tonight, I think we got a good chance, man. I think we got it. I'm not taking it as, oh, we're gonna beat every team. No, I'm taking it game by game. No, I have to, man. I'm gonna have a heart attack, bro. Like, what do you think? We should be sitting there planning for the playoffs and stuff like everybody else?
I mean, all right. Of course, I know we're gonna get into the playoffs. That's without a doubt. I'm just thinking of. My optimism is about Randall and OG. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. It's like we don't care how we get there, but we need to get there.
Yeah, with them too, because if them two is not 100% or like at least 85%, then I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I agree.
So we
with
gotta hope they get it together, and then we good.
What concerns me is just how everyone seems to be comfortable and relaxed with the situation and not understand how bad it is for us. For example, like now we've been talking about like how everybody's been making their adjustments. We actually have 3-point shooting for once.
That's a
That
fact.
adjustment alone to me in the last 3 games, I'm telling you, like we've been taking more 3-pointers. You see it forced. People are like not even set and they're just going straight up. It's like, yo, what are you doing? And even Hart, like I said, I gotta give Hart credit. Like I seen him take more 3-pointers, but even he's contributing better, but it's not to the level we want or need. But like incorporating that into the system, like
Who,
we
Josh
wasn't.
Hart?
No, I'm talking
Cut you
about the
off.
3 points. Like,
No,
okay,
not to cut you off.
yeah, go ahead.
You said that they taking more 3-pointers, and then you said Josh, but I'm saying what Josh Hart or
Yeah, Josh Hart has been
okay,
taking
okay,
more 3-pointers. Like
okay,
last game,
okay.
I saw him take like 4 or 5 3-pointers. He made 3 and then missed one, which could have given us the lead. So for me, like if he's getting better at that, not saying it's what we need. I'm just saying he's knocking them down. And if Precious, like Unc said earlier, is also learning to get in transition and knocking them down. But we already have 4 key players that can score 40% from three, and Burks, and Bout, and Bogues, and Dante, and in Brunson, maybe even McBride. And 5, that incorporation of who gets what when it comes to the 3-ball shot, that's 5 players that you got to incorporate with these 3-pointers. Now, before it was okay because we had Dante and Brunson, and McBride would help out every now and then. But since Precious is stepping up, Hart is stepping up, we added Bowes, we added, you see what I'm saying, Burst. Now we got these guys being more involved. Yeah, I can understand you taking it away from Hart and you're taking it away from Precious, but you see what I'm saying? We still have the problem to where it's one ball, 5 shooters that can shoot above 40%, and incorporating plays in that. It's going to be very difficult. What you think?
No, I'm my fault. I'm listening. I'm reading the chat.
Now go ahead, say what they think because I can't read the chat. I mean, that would be perfect. I want to know what they think.
So why does it matter if it's one ball?
No, what I'm talking about is the plays because here's the thing. All 5 of those guys most likely will not be on the court at the same time. Most likely you're gonna have 2 to 3 sets of those type of 3 shooters. So what I'm saying is there's one ball. We're used to seeing Dante, we're used to seeing Brunson being those main scorers. So right now we're good. Incorporating Bogues, incorporating Burks, and incorporating McBride, if that seems to be the choice, is the problem I'm having. That's what I'm talking about with the one ball. Seeing how they are because they could have a cold night and it could affect the whole system. Because we're already used to Dante and Brunson being the main guys. But adding these 2 guys, if they're cold, now we gotta expect Brunson and Brunson and Dante to step up. That's what I mean by with the one ball.
I mean, yeah, but I can't agree with that, to be honest.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Make a point so I can understand. At least you know why you don't agree with it.
Nah, because you said if um JB and Randall cold, right?
No, Dante. Oh, I said if Bogues or Burks is cold, we are already used to relying on Dante and Brunson. But them being cold is gonna affect Dante and Brunson because they're gonna need to step up to make up for that. Where before we only had McBride as opposed to these other 2 guys. So incorporating them with in the 3-point system is difficult.
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, if it wasn't them 2, perfect. We've seen them 2, Dante and Brunson, both be 42 above percent shooters. We've seen Brunson not miss from 3-point range. We've seen Dante come back and hit. Like, you see what I'm saying? We're comfortable with that. But Burt, 40% shooter. Bogues is a 40% shooter. Are we comfortable with relying them with 3-point shots? And especially if they miss, we know. Think about it. People get mad when Randall misses a shot or when Hart cuts to the basket and misses a layup. So I'm sorry, I was rambling, but you see my point, King?
Yeah.
Yeah, like incorporating the 3 point. I'm more worried about the defense. I think is fine because we still can track. We still can't use the guys we need to rotate and slow them down. So for tonight's game, I think what we really need to do is incorporate a better 3 point system to where we can actually rely on it. Because earlier in the season, we really wasn't. We were shooting it, but it wasn't as reliant as we can make it now to where when Randall comes back, OG comes back, we have the three ball as another option with these guys. We have better players to where now, oh snap, Randall don't have to work as hard down low, but he still can contribute his 24 points, his 8 rebounds, 4 assists type stuff. OG can still contribute his defense and not worry so much on offense. But that's all I got, man. I mean, if you got something to say, King, I'm just gonna keep. It sounds like I'm repeating myself and I'm catching myself. So, like I said, for the most part, all we need tonight's game is to be another game like Houston. See what these guys with the new additions, the plays that we have, see who they are before we can honestly say if we're a championship team or a playoff team. Now is the perfect time.
I know for sure. I don't
Yo.
I don't know if we're a championship team, but I know for sure we're a playoff team. That's for sure.
I could agree with that.
You about to say something, Freezy?
Nah, man. I'm chilling. I'm just listening.
I want to know what the chat's thinking, man. They probably be like,
They
there go Cowboy Bob riding off
killing
into
us
the
up.
sunset, off the cliff.
Yeah, they killing us.
Yeah, I know. They probably like Cowboy Bob riding off into the sunset, off of a cliff into a burning volcano.
Stafford Don said, please. Pastor Stafford Don said, please explain to me how to trade. That don't make sense. All right. Please explain to me how to trade cost us the last 2 games. Please, I dying to know your
Now, is he
thoughts.
talking to y'all or is he talking to somebody else?
He talking to us.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're saying how the last trade with Bogues and Burke adding to this team, how did it affect us losing?
Yeah, that's what he's saying, I guess.
Okay, well, basically their roles and their opportunities. If you looked at when Bogues was getting his 3 point shots, the first I could even go last game. Let's stay relevant. Last game, he took 5 3 pointers and was missing. He made one. Then, if you saw how he made the adjustment in the second half, he played better with his points and actually was helping out with rebounding. He stepped up. That was a good thing, but he didn't contribute until a game and a half later since the trade. I'm not saying that that's his fault. What I'm saying is the team wasn't able to sustain what they needed to contribute to the win. That's where it's difficulties because where the shots that weren't there before, that's now taken more of. Because some of the shots that Dante was getting is also went to Bulls. Some of the shots that Burks was getting was coming from other players like Hart. And that's what I mean. Like they have to get used into, okay, I know I'm in my spot, but this isn't my time to be there because we're setting it off of Burke. So a lot of the little clicks and ticks that we were missing in the Indianapolis game, prime example, we were coming down shooting immediate threes. After that game, the Houston game, we saw we were more conservative in the first half, but we had a bad first half, and then they learned to make an adjustment. It was too late, but they learned to make an adjustment. They didn't contribute to the loss.
Hold on. Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
That he was talking to Stafford Don was talking to Kevin Middleton about
That's
that.
what
So
I thought. Yeah,
my fault. I thought he was talking to us. I was gonna break it down. Okay, my fault.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. So, yeah, that's just how I saw it. But I'm not blaming them. Like I said, they gotta get their feet under them. And now against Orlando, a young, fast defensive team where they got a guard who can pretty much who's been doing well. He's had 3 games with 6 steals. They have good role plays. They are really fast. They got a strong guy in Paulo. And if he plays downhill like Houston played, we might be in question because we don't have our guy like Randall down there to slow him down. Yeah, we may get Precious, but I want to see how, you see what I'm saying? Now is the time. Let me see how Precious is going to be against Paulo. I want to see how that might work. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of matches I'm looking for in tonight's game.
Yeah, everybody.
I know. I'm already in the volcano burning.
No, it's not. It's not that. I'm talking about just the chat. It's like the chat is on fire though. I ain't gonna front though. Yeah.
I just wish I could see what they're saying, but I'm kind of glad I'm not because I'd be reacting the whole time to them because it's like I don't get how y'all don't see that. Like tonight's game should be, yo, Precious, you on Paulo. Bogues, this is your roles. Let's see you do it. You're not doing it, we gotta figure something out. But if you're doing it, thanks. What you think we should do tonight, King?
To be honest, I just want to win. That's it. I don't care how we win. If we win by dismantling them any way possible, just anyway, just I want to destroy them, like for real, because I'm tired of losing, like for real. Because I've been losing, we've been losing, and now that we winning, I'm really liking this experience, and I want to keep on liking this experience. So I need to win these games. But to be honest, I don't care about. I mean, I care, but I don't care because I already know we down some men and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just know when it comes time for the playoffs.
I hate that, but at the same time, it's like we still gotta play. Like it's like for me, the way I look at it this way was I don't know how people's was in school, but when I went to school, we all had like a class project. It'd be like 4 or 5 people doing a class project. If someone got sick or someone was out, the teacher would ask us, yo, you guys can either cover his work, his or her work, and exclude the person and they can do a different project on their own. Or you can do their work, let them present and give them credit even though whatever happened isn't fault to their own. So it was like you were learning what type of teammates you had as well as if they were by your side. So for me, I always was like, yo,
I like
we'll
that.
do the work, and then when you come back, you still get credit because you were part of this team. That's what we need to do with this Knicks. Like we need to stay in that mentality. Like, yo, our guys is out. We're not asking you to go outside the box because remember, it's 4 or 5 people on the project. One person's out. It's 25% as opposed to 20%. So it's a little bit more, but it's 5%. You mean to tell me you can't show that now when your team needs it most, then you don't need to be here. That's what I'm talking about with how we need to start thinking as far as this Knicks team. Start moving as a team. Like, hey, we know you going, bro. Hell yeah, we miss you. That extra 5% is kicking my butt. I'm thankful you back now. Now I can get back to playing comfortable and you know what I'm saying? Now we can cover, we can get the grade, get the presentation, everybody happy. But that's what we need to start thinking. Like, come on, because this normal narrative of adding a superstar, adding this and that, or this person's bad. We're hurt at the center position, hurt at the backup small forward, hurt at the forward position. Like, we burnt out. So for me, that excuse of, oh, we're hurt, we all know it's there, but we can't
Knicks and
think of it
bruises.
like that. We can't
Shout out
think
to
of it
Tony
like that.
Crow.
It's still work that got to be done. What happened?
No, I said Knicks and bruises. Shout out to Tony Crow.
Shout out. But nah, man, I agree with you, man. Like I said, I ain't got nothing else. It's just, that's why I think, like I keep telling y'all, like, I know I come on here and say some crazy stuff, but that's how I think how us as Knicks fans need to be. We all need to be covering each other's end and bringing up the support. And once we get that back, like we did early in the season, because come on, enough games we saw before any trades this season, we were like, oh, we could have won that one. Oh, it was too close. But now after all these moves, it's like, now we starting to see, man. We just got to believe, that's all. But yeah, Unc, I'm
I
good,
agree.
man. I ain't got no other takes. King, you got anything?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
What about second chance points or offensive rebounding?
I love you, Unc. I love you. I was so close to just jumping in, but I'm like, another day.
Go
But it's
ahead. Your floor is yours.
oh really? Okay. Okay. This is why I say that. Just like how I said with the whole student thing, where they're out, we're missing out on rebounds. So we can allocate that with scoring. That's why they got Bogues. That's why they got Burt. To where we don't need the second chance opportunity. And I even heard Dre and everyone else mention it earlier. If we're making shots, we don't need to worry about second chance opportunity. Good point. My issue is we still need that because not every game we're going to shoot 40 or above percent. At least with that consistency, whether we're making it or not, we can still rely on, hey, I know I missed this one. Next one might be coming back my way next time down the court. That's what I'm talking about with the offensive and second chance rebounding. That's why I kind of want to also see Precious stay at the four and see how he is. Because that dude, I don't know what he's doing, but between 4 and 5, like real quick, the Houston game. He had 2 fouls in the first quarter, then picked up his third in the second quarter. He didn't get, if my memory serves me correctly, he didn't get his next foul till the fourth quarter. That to me is like, okay, you had your message up early, but you played so much and you held it down the way you made an adjustment to only lead the game, I think, with 4 fouls. That to me is like, whoa. But with that type of a player, you can't always guarantee or rely that it's going to work. So for me, I just feel that we lost Mitchell, who's 11 rebounds. We lost Ihart, who's 12 to 13. Those two guys are giving us, at the very minimum, 20 rebounds a game. I'm not talking about their offense. We add Brogg and Burks, that's only six. So 6 to 20, if we're having a bad night, expect those rebounds to be negative 14. Expect those because we're not hitting our shots. That's what I'm worried about. Like if you saw with the Indianapolis game, all those threes, they were hitting their shots. Even if you looked at the Houston game, they beat us on the offensive board in the third and in the second quarter. I saw them get more second and third chance opportunities than we did. So that's what I mean by we don't need to step away from the rebounding because of injuries. That's why I say, like, even now, we have two roster spots. I wish Zach Collins was available, or I wish there was a double guy out there. Like, I'll even take Lopez at this point because I'm being real, like his height, man. Like I'd rather start Lopez right now and have Sims as the backup, focus on Precious at the four, let Lopez relax as a rotating defender. Try to use him with I call it I know it's not the actual name, but I call it a 2-2-1 defense where like if you look, it's similar to how they use Claxton in Brooklyn, where they have two guys, everybody protecting a certain part of the perimeter, and then when they get beat, they have Claxton rotate and help out, or Claxton steps up and tries to create contest. That's what I would do with Lopez. And because I had pressures on the one side, and then when OG comes back on the other side, now we have a low court defense for the second team to where when we're rested Brunson and Dante, we can use that formula. That's why I said bringing a guy like Lopez or rebounder because when our guys are coming back slowly, hey, OG, we need you to run 5 minutes with this squad to see how it is. Randall, take a rest. Randall come back now. Randall's at the four, but he don't need that much pressure because we're already up. All Randall got to do is come down, smile, do his little flex, and start laughing. That's what I want. That's why I say those rebounds when we have cold nights, it worries me because I'm seeing negative 14 and yeah, our guys can step up. Hart had 2 games in 1 week of a triple double, but I'm not expecting him to do that every night. I'm not expecting McBride to get rebounds every night or Precious Achua to average 15 because those numbers is what our key centers are doing. Now we're asking a power forward to do that. He's playing already out of position and he's doing well, but I don't want him breaking down because he's the only reliable rebounder I see we have outside of Hartenstein being hurt. I mean, since the injuries. So yeah,
Wait, not to cut you off.
dale.
All right. Um, 19 con man. Salute to you. He said, we out rebounded Houston by 14 and lost by 2 points. Cowboy, do you watch or at least catch a
Mm-hmm.
box score of the
Mm-hmm.
games? Rebounding is our MO.
And then I also
And
just say,
and
mm-hmm.
and another thing is
Mm-hmm.
to everybody, can y'all, if y'all haven't, like, subscribe and share the channel, please. But
Thank you.
continue.
Nah, he's absolutely right. Subscribe and like the stream. Thank you, King Ruby, for reminding me. But I said in my previous comment, did you not hear me? I've seen at times second and third quarter, they get more second and third chance opportunities than we did that quarter. That doesn't mean that they did better than us. I mean, like they were better offensive rebounding. What I'm saying is yeah, those 14 that they out rebound us could have came from the first quarter and the fourth quarter to where we did it 7-7. If you really want to break it down, my point was there were more times in the middle of the game Houston out rebounded us offensively. So yes, I do watch the game. That's why I said, do you hear? I don't want to come on here and start bashing people, but please listen to what I'm saying. And if you don't understand, I'll explain it. But don't just listen to respond. I only was bringing up that they out rebounded us in the second and third quarter. That's what worried me. Not the entire game, not the box score. I hope I explained it to you, and I hope you understand why. No, because I get this all the
No,
time,
because he
and
said, he responded and said, that's when our starters are resting, Cowboy. Come on.
here we go again. Are you still not eligible? Okay. You said when our starters are resting, right? Okay, let's use this logic that you said when our starters are resting, right? Our backups aren't even good enough to even solidify what the normal was, which was 20 rebounds from the bench squad. So you're telling me that our starters are resting, but we can't even maintain the norm of 20 rebounds with our bench squad, which is what we've been sticking to, and I shouldn't be worried? Like, I just
That's the
told you we're
point.
at negative 14, and we're only expecting them to do 20. And I already explained to you where the six were coming from. 3 from Burke and 3 from Bogues. But then now you're asking Precious and Hart to step up to do more rebounding. Again, if you do not understand, I will explain to you why I say what I say.
All right. We just got a super chat.
Oh,
Thank you, Justo. 11. Oh, go ahead. Well,
nah. Oh, Cowboy with our best rebounders out, we got it. Just understand it's not there. If we ask more and they end up hurt like the others. See, Justo, right there what you just said. If we ask more and they end up hurt like the others. That's the concern we both share right there. That is my concern. My concern is Precious goes down. Now we're even in a deeper hole. So, yes, I may be expressing it too much, but even in what you just said, if we lose Precious, that's where's our rebounding coming from? We're going to ask them to step up to do more, and they're going to end up getting hurt like other people. That's my concern. We're already asking Precious to step up. We're already asking Sims to step up. iHeart's down, Mitchell's down. This is what I'm saying. I totally agree with what you just said. I don't know if my words are different than yours, but that's exactly what I'm saying. If we ask more and they end up hurt like the others.
yeah, that's a fact.
I'm sorry, like I said, I hate doing that, but I just want to make sure that we understand each other. And if you don't understand me and I didn't explain it right, that's cool. I'm not a perfect litigator, and yes, I do ramble, and I'm a Knicks fan, proud of it. But the next day I come on here, if you still don't understand, let's talk about it. Let's actually get through the narratives that everyone's talking about, like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I think in the last 10 minutes, I know yesterday everybody's like, oh, he was out the window, but you get a better understanding now of what my point is. And just a one-on-one, thank you for your contribution. You clearly do understand me. It's just we're frustrated because you hear me say offensive rebound and it's defensive mode. Rawr! And I'm like,
Sound like Tibbs.
no, relax. Listen to what I'm saying. And then when you hear everything, we end up being on the same page. That's all I want. because a lot of things Unc said to me, I didn't know about Dante. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know nothing about Dante. Thanks, Unc. I don't even know. I didn't even know about Precious Achua and OG's defense. Thanks, Unc. Wiz, I didn't even know McBride could step up in the time that we needed him to when he was hitting those threes when we had Grimes. Thanks, Wiz. Like most of this, not IBKM Drake. Thank you for the knowledge about how we were playing defensively and how we are with switches. Like I gather all my information from you guys, and I thank you guys. But what I don't want is for us not to understand something about what my point or your point is, because we're not going to be able to see eye to eye, which is let's make this road easier for the championship. That's all.
I agree.
Because right now, I know you mad. I'm mad. We all mad. But we got to really sit down and be like, yo, it's like, okay, for example, are you going to be mad because you go to McDonald's and you order you your quarter pounder and they ain't got no, I mean, you order you a Big Mac, but they ain't got no Big Mac sauce? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like, yeah, we are nitpicking, but at the same time, hey, man, let's enjoy the meal. Take the time you still enjoy, you know? Just a 111, thank you for your generous contribution. I just want guys to do what they can. After the break, if Randall is back, we'll be back to regular scheduled program. This month will reflect next month. Actually, I hate to say it, that last part, this month won't reflect next month. January is reflecting this month. So if next month is gonna be better, hey, let's do it. But the hard work of going 14-2, coaches, like they did a lot of work in the month of January. So to expect us not to be having a bad month this month, thank God it's the shortest month of the year. 20 like we get a couple of days to pass through the month, but for the most part, it's like we got this, man. I agree with you that we wait, everybody gets back, but this month of us having these struggles, having these issues is from last month of so much success, because now you're seeing them trapping Brunson now and they're using small forwards. Before they was using shooting guards and they were using a mixed match of a shooting guard and a small forward to trap off the lane. Now you got guys like Brooks that they ain't even scared of Brunson. And we all know Brunson's footwork and handle is nasty, but if he ain't got no spacing, he's still gonna get what he get, but then now he's gonna get his spacing, but it's gonna take 12 seconds as opposed to the 6 or 7 seconds it takes to get up the court.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Cause somebody just brought this up, Nick G. Yeah. You think Brunson played too many minutes?
Yes. I think for me, I'm sorry. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. Everyone thinks I'm local, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna treat Brunson. He's not that player. Listen to what I'm saying. He's not that player. But I'm gonna treat Brunson like Stephen Curry. Why do I say that? Because before Wardell Curry became who he is, a lot of people were talking about his injuries. Golden State was going to trade him. Him being at his size, he wasn't going to be able to compete. So for me, in that aspect, I'm going to prep and say, yo, if Steph had this issue, I for sure know Brunson has this issue. So I'm going to try to use him to where he's more effective off ball, because him getting to the rack, he's a lot faster. He won't use as much energy as his on ball. So that's what I mean by using him similar to Steph. They're not the same player. But if I can create an off-ball scenario to where Brunson can get downhill and just get to the basket or shoot quick off of a screen and go, where he's coming off of he passes the ball to the foul line, then the defender's coming over, he gets that screen, and then you see Brunson trailing in motion, pulls up. Like, that's what we want to see more from Brunson. If he's doing that, I don't care how much time he's doing, because he's not generating up the speed, the contact, the footwork to move, to create space, and then shoot. He's just going. So that's what I saw from Curry's game, to where he got better. And when he started doing that, even when they got KD, I'm like, yo, if we get our superstar next year, that's what we should have been doing this year. Not saying they're the same style of player. I'm just saying, Bill said, I've seen similar accolades of the weaker frame, the smaller guy, being a high percentage shooter. And even Steph used to have a nasty mid-range before he's focused on his threes. and he used to finish with the rack crazy with that floater and that. I used to hate seeing that. Like, just like, how is he doing this? But that's what I'm saying. We got to protect him like he's Stephen Curry. He's our franchise player. We got to give him the best opportunities he can to where him being 29 minutes, 28 minutes, we still can win, you know?
So
Again, like I said, I talk a lot.
No. So to be honest, to Nick's point, I don't think Burks is that guy, man. Like, yo, like,
But see, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
because he
So
said
why?
we need who is the facilitator?
I'm gonna give you both sides of the coin with Burke. I don't know Burke because I don't know him now, but from what I gathered, for the most part, most people were telling me in other shows, "Oh, he's a vet. He knows the system. He knows Tibbs." But we all
Yeah.
know a player 6 months ago ain't the same as they are now. So with that being said, I don't know what he can contribute outside of his 15 points in Detroit, and that was the worst team. Now Bogues, I can understand Bogues more because, like he said, 1 year he didn't make the playoffs his entire career, and he's a guaranteed 20. So for me, I ain't worried about Bogues. But Burke, you're right, he's not that facilitator. That's why I said I would feel more comfortable in Burke backing up Dante.
So you want Dante facilitating?
No. What I was
Oh,
saying was, like, remember how I showed you with the
oh,
Josh
I
Hart?
get no, I get what you say. I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying
like
now.
with the Josh Hart with the screens, try to incorporate more plays like that. Use different schemes and sets because we're limited now. I mean, unless you could find someone that can actually do that, that's the only way I can see us getting in our favor. That's all. It's gonna be impossible, but I think the Knicks got enough to where we're good. Because if you look at Randall, let's be real. Everyone
No,
was like, "Oh, I
that.
hate when Randall brings up the ball." But Randall used to be our secondary facilitator. He used to wait, see Brunson, if they trapping him still, he would just go. And then people would be like, "Oh, we got a horse running full speed." Like, as much as you want to hate on Randall, like, he was our other facilitator to where we didn't notice it up until recently. I mean, we might have said something, but it wasn't like how it is now, to where it's more important than our center position. Sorry, that was a weak pun. But yeah,
So
I don't think Burks is him. I
Burke,
think I would rather have Burks back up Brunson, Dante, excuse me, and keep my fingers crossed and hope that McBride can at least learn something from Brunson to where he can at least hold it down for 3 to 4 minutes. Or the 5 minutes he was on last night. I know it's a reach, but your hands are tied. What can you do? Expect Tibbs to make McBride in 48 hours, to be a 20-a-night scorer? Nah. To be a better defender? Nah. It's not like that. You just got to hope for the best. So for me, I'd rather have Burke. I'm telling you, I know everybody laughing.
no.
But
It's the chat. Like what the like? Tibbs.
Okay, so chat.
No.
Okay, chat. So
Nick
let
G
me
said.
ask. Go
Nick G
ahead.
said Tibbs doesn't run that offense. LOL. Impossible. How long have you been watching the NBA, Cowboy? I'm confused. I'm curious now.
Okay, obviously, again, it's funny how everyone has something to say about how I don't watch basketball. There are plenty of times I have came on this show and showed you where Tibbs has made the adjustment, and I'll even show you the last game where he made the adjustment. The last game where everybody was saying our starters were out, he went with a small ball with Precious Achua in the third quarter. That's
Yeah,
how our defense came in.
that's a
That's the
fact.
new addition that he had added to his team. So again, I can sit here and continue the barrage, but I'm not here to make y'all look bad. I do watch basketball. If you guys watch these shows, I'll say, hey, third quarter, he made an adjustment, ran 5 small. I've said that 2 shows ago. But again, like I said, you guys hear offensive rebounds, and it's just you immediately run into a room like I'm these guys over there. Nah, I got facts to back me up. And if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say, I apologize. I thought I was correct. I was wrong. You showed me something else. Can we have a conversation so I can better understand your point? Because me learning from you is going to gain my knowledge in basketball. That's why y'all think I'm out there. I went all over and grabbed all these points. So, yeah, of course you're going to think I'm out there. But if you sit down and listen, I told you, I watch games. And as a matter of fact, how am I going to be expected to come on here, stand on my own two, give y'all time and time again, point after point, and hold my own if I don't watch games? How can I break down plays to where Josh Hart was going 3 for 4 like I did last time I was on here? I can even break down plays now with how they were trapping Brunson. I've been doing this, but y'all say I don't watch the games. It's because what I'm watching, you guys aren't used to watching. So when you see the game, you see the overall result. And you're like, I missed that. No, you didn't. You just don't remember. Example, when they were messing with Brunson late in the third quarter, they were using Brooks, right? No, they switched up and used Thompson. And what they were doing was using Brooks to kind of push out Dante DiVincenzo out of position to where you would see Dante try to get the ball in the corner, and he would be out of position trying to readjust. And then when that happened, Thompson would come over and trap, and then they had the other guy, Holiday, try to collapse out on Brunson when he was trying to break free to create turnovers or keep us back. So again, these adjustments we've done them when McBride was in there. We just got beat on our own with our own style of play. Like I said, I can do this all day, but then it's just me talking, sounding like I'm better than y'all. I'm not. All I want y'all to see is there's more to this game than just sitting back and saying we got it. That's all. Anybody else got something to say, King?
Man, okay. I say
I'm sorry. I didn't want to. Like I said, I don't want to be negative. I'm trying to like hold my own and say, "Yo, you said this, bet let's do this." But nobody wants to do that. That's why I love this show, because you're like, BT, go ahead, bro. Let me see if you can hold your own. Remember, kick your feet, bro. I know you in shark waters. Keep kicking your feet. Keep head above water. Like that's what I'm hearing.
Nah, what I be saying is, yo, it's a Knicks fan channel, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have like their own opinion.
Yeah. And we should all respect.
So it's not one of them things. I don't want people to sound like me. I feel like I'm pretty good sounding like myself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Same thing with King Ribby. We don't want nobody to sound like King Ribby. I think King Ribby do a good job sounding like himself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Bob and such. Now I will say this though about the conversation. About the conversation. I think it depends on where your experiences are.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you're feeling. Like with me, right? With me, I'm in a different place, because when the Knicks were winning championships, I was like a toddler. You know what I'm saying? Like legit. I was a little boy. I wasn't even. I think I may have been in kindergarten when the Knicks won the last championship. Right. So that right there wasn't my championship. So everybody around me, I knew they was excited. And you know what I'm saying? We got pictures in remember the old photo album scrapbook? Remember the old scrapbook photo albums used to make?
Yeah, shaking like a Polaroid.
Yeah, I got pictures of stuff back then, like when Uncle Freezie was like 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, right? Everybody celebrating, cats drinking beer and everything, talking that talk the way that they like to have that talk to them. But those ain't my chips, bro. I was alive, but those ain't my chips. So now going through that, as I became a bigger and more impressionable Knicks fan, I was on the rebuild side of it, right? Where cats was like, yo, all we need is a center to replace Willis and we'll be back. Bro, and it's 2024, Valentine's Day 2024, bro, and we still ain't won no chip. So when I say stuff, it sounds like one thing, right? Even though it may be something else, but you guys may have come up. Some of you guys entered the Knicks conversation in the Carmelo Anthony era. Some of y'all entered in the Pat Ewing era. Some of y'all entered in the Stephon Marbury era. And truth be told, some of y'all entered in the Julius Randle era. This era that we're in right now. So when we say certain things, cats like kind of be like, yo, what are you talking about? Such and such and such. I'm saying, bro, if you not like walking that path that I walked as a Knicks fan, then you wouldn't understand it. Like when y'all telling me to be patient, I'm like, no. No, patients are for hospitals, bro.
Yeah, you've been in it too long
Yeah.
to be patient.
Yo, patience off of hospitals.
I know you've been
You know what I'm
watching
saying?
NBA.
What I'm saying is every time you get the opportunity to go for the chip, go for it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't have us waiting, you know what I'm saying, a million years and whatever. You know what I mean? So we're all gonna have different opinions. That's why, like, every time you hear my thing, I'm telling you, I'm double parked, bro. As a Knicks fan, I'm double parked. Right? You can't tell me like, nah, man, wait till everybody come back from injury and all that stuff. Nah, bro, I done seen that same thing play out before. I already been through that scenario. Where a bunch of Knicks were hurt, and then you know what I'm saying, you want to come back, wait for them to come back and not do. I already been down that road twice. You feel me? I've been down that road in 72 and in 75. I already been down that road. So when you telling me, yo, they injured, man, just relax. I'm like, nah, bro. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Right? And then here's the other thing. For the Carmelo Anthony fans, think about what they're saying. Yo, Jalen Brunson is a one-man show. You don't need to get Jalen Brunson no more help. Just wait. You're like, nah, bro, didn't we already go through this? And what's the name? Yeah, when Kenyon Martin was hurt, Rashid was hurt,
Yeah,
all these $1,000,000 dudes was hurt, and you still want one great Nick to go out there and fight everyone? No, relax. Get that man some help in here. Get that man some help. You know what I'm saying? We already been there and done that, bro. That's why we on the edge. That's why we on the edge of our seat with the way the season is playing out. Because King Ribby, think about this. What if everybody comes back at the end of the season, but we can't kick it back into gear like we had it in January because dudes are coming back, they rusty, they ain't quite right, and we lose in the first round to, say, Cleveland. Right? Say we lose in the first round to Cleveland. You know what the narrative is going to be all summer? The narrative all summer is going to be fire Tom Thibodeau. It's Tibbs' fault. But then when you think about what people have been saying since early February, is wait till everybody come back off an injury and then we'll be straight.
Yep.
But when they come back off injury and we're not straight, people gonna be like, fire Tibbs. But they legit gonna be the main ones that were saying, wait till the injury players come back.
Or they don't even want to give him credit for what he's been holding down when they came back.
Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yo, like y'all remember in '99, Pat Ewing, Larry Johnson, Kurt Thomas, all those dudes were hurt against the Spurs.
Yeah.
Remember that? And we were like, nah, man, just the injuries, blah, blah, blah. We'll be back, man. We got a good team. Nah, bro. When's the last time we've been back to the NBA Finals?
2013. Oh, finals? Nah.
Finals.
I thought you said, what was the last time we had a good
No, you gotta listen. Yeah, you gotta listen, bro. Yeah, man. You know, the last time we've been to the NBA Finals. Because right now, this chat, it's about 50 people in here, right? It's about 50 people in the chat. Salute to everybody, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and all that stuff, right? But here's the and for those of y'all watching on after the fact, right? Bro, y'all don't want to be in the, y'all think this is a finals team. That's why we got so much energy in here. We think this is a finals team, right? We think this is a finals team.
Yeah.
And so anything short of that, anything short of the NBA finals will be heartbroken. Right? And why would we be short of that? It's because of the seeding. You don't want to give away games, get a worse seed, and then play the best teams in the first. Say, for instance, the Knicks wind up with the 6 or the 7 seed. Now you're playing Milwaukee or Cleveland in the first round when you could have been playing Orlando. right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Or move up
yeah,
to it
man.
and you get the stuff that was easier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but anyway, I ain't mean to go off on a 10. The Big Boss Man Roundtable soon come, y'all. We're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Cowboy Bob, you did a
Lou,
great job as usual.
thank you.
Hey, King Ribby,
Appreciate
Cowboy
it.
Bob, I need for y'all to hang around for just a second, man. Peace,
All right.
everybody.